Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef.
So it was me, Tom Colicchio, Tom Cruise, and Tom Brady, and we're hanging out. We're social distancing, but we're hanging out, and they're having an argument.
Hold on. I hate to jump in so fast.
Yeah,
But you said Tom Colicchio was social distancing? That doesn't line up.
Yeah.
with what
I know.
about him.
TC, aka Tom Colicchio, also
Or
Top
Cruise.
Chef. Or Cruise.
I never thought about that.
Thank you. See, this is the thing that they were talking about while they were social distancing.
Why was Tom Brady there?
Why was Tom Brady there? And Tom Cruise kept saying, change your name to Tom Grady.
The Grady Bunch.
The Grady Bunch.
And
And then we're the TC boys.
And how was that going well? Was Tom Brady receptive to that?
Tom shot back, said, why don't you change your name to Tom Bruise?
And then Tom Colicchio.
Yeah. And he thought that was a better solution, which, think about it. The next Tom Cruise Mission Impossible is called starring Tom Bruise. Uh-oh. That's going to get some people in the theaters, you know?
And we want people in the theaters right now. So that's what
Yeah, we
should
want.
happen.
That's what Tom wants. Tom Cruise wants that. Tom Brady's like, guys, I can still be part of the Toms. Let's just call ourselves the Tom Crew. We don't need the C's. Let's drop the C's.
But I heard that Cruise was interested in changing because he's doing a movie with Dan Aykroyd called The Bruise Brothers or The Cruise Brothers.
And that's Hollywood inside stuff right
Yep.
there, because
Right
not very many people know about the Bruise Brothers.
No.
And these are two friends who they bruise easily. They bruise easily.
That's a good. I don't know the name of the condition. My little cousin had that.
Yeah, I think it's called
yeah.
banana peel syndrome.
Being a dork.
Okay, welcome to Pod Chef, the official only Top Chef podcast and the insider's guide to chopping butts and dropping pans in this grease-filled kitchen floors of this industry we call cooking showbiz. What up, what up?
You wrote that down.
I did write that down. Yeah, I did. I did. Welcome to Pod Chef. We're back. It's a new episode. Standard opening. We always do.
Yeah.
You guys
Every
know
single
we always do
time.
it.
Nothing's changed.
Every single time. Nothing's changed. We're joined again with a special guest. Very, very excited to have him on the podcast. He's here to do the full episode with us. It's so great. He doesn't need an introduction. I mean, he's big enough, you know. But Kevin Bartelt, aka Chef Kevin's here. What up?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm a little annoyed that I had a great setup for the Bruise Brothers and I still biffed it and called it the Cruise Brothers.
Well,
It's
the good thing
okay.
about this, the good thing about this podcast is we're definitely going to move on from that. We're not going to sit on it.
We won't circle back.
Yeah,
on-
we're not going
Yeah.
to circle back to that at all.
And here's the
Don't
thing.
worry.
If you want something edited, you need to tell Brian the exact time that it
Time
happened,
code.
or else it will not get edited.
It'll make-
will
it'll
not
make
get
And I
edited.
missed the time code, so that's live.
So that's staying in. Yeah,
So it's
that's
gone.
that's fine. That's our normal intro anyways. So,
Yeah.
but Chef Kevin's here, everyone. Chef Kevin, tell the folks where they might know you from if they don't know you. Where
Hi,
they should know
everyone.
you from.
You should know me from my humble beginnings of a podcast producer. You would know me from Hollywood Handbook.
Okay.
More people should do should knows and would knows.
Yeah, they should.
You would know me from getting made fun of by Sean Clemens and Hayes Davenport for 4 or 5 years, or Paul F. Tompkins, Scott Aukerman, Lauren Lapkus on Freedom. You would know me from that.
You would.
You should know me from my charming personality
Mhm.
Oh.
and my social work
Yeah.
and my
Your philanthropy.
philanthropy.
Mhm.
Which some of those sound like coulds. They could know you from that.
Yes.
Mhm.
If you did it.
Life is all just should, woulds, and coulds, which sounds like a Top Chef challenge.
Shoulds, woulds, and coulds.
Kind of does.
That does. like
Chef
that.
Kevin, do you watch Top Chef normally?
I don't. This was the first time I've ever watched it. My closest experience to a reality TV show is my girlfriend worked on Hell's Kitchen for 2 seasons, and she was a sequesterer and so she, when people were eliminated, would play board games with them in their hotel room until they were allowed to have their cell phones back.
That's a job.
Wow.
Yeah, so when people are eliminated, like they can't have, social media or access to the outside world. So her job for 2 seasons was like hang out with them and like make sure they didn't kill
Leak
anyone.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
Nice. Okay.
But
All right.
yeah. Oh, and then an interesting story with that is they do like a photo shoot at the beginning of the season for promo, and none of the chefs had met Gordon Ramsay yet, and they were kind of anxiously waiting for him for like 15-20 minutes. It was all the chefs and just the photographer. And then Gordon walked up, didn't say anything, and just said to them, "Hi, everyone. I'm really busy today. We're going to take one photo. I know I'm going to nail it. I hope you do too. And here we go." And the photographer went 3, 2, 1. They took the photo, and then he looked back at everyone and said, "I'll see you when we start shooting," and then walked away. And they were all just like, holy shit.
That's the definition of busyness. Only one picture. No
Yeah.
time
We're
for
doing
2.
one photo. I know I won't mess it up.
Perfect
I love that
every
you
time.
pointed that out. I know I'm not going to be the guy who's going to get a call after this.
Yeah.
Don't you be the person who gets the call.
They've made pictures so fast. You don't have time for they happen almost instantly.
Well-
Look, I couldn't tell you how it happened. I don't know the science behind it,
Same. Yeah.
but it's fast.
I guess it depends on what kind of camera they're using. If it was like a daguerreotype or something like that, that could take like 40 minutes to set that thing up, take the
That's
picture, stuff
You
like
got to
that.
change the bulb. Yeah,
Do
the
the
bulb
big thing of
blows up.
like,
The
bulb
puff of
blows up.
smoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Maybe it
which
was.
is just mercury burning. So
I should have
Can't have
asked. That was a crucial question. I should have
It's
asked.
it's actually a very boring story if you know that they just use an old camera. Like, no, it makes a lot of sense actually.
all right. So
We got
we're
new
here-
business out of the way.
Yeah, new business.
We do have one segment on the show that we do.
Yeah, we do have one segment that we will be doing later with you. That's for sure. But let's catch up with everyone. Brian Reeves, what did you guys have for dinner yesterday?
We're not going to explain the segment.
Okay, well let's. I'm
Oh boy.
I'm getting chef-splained right now, and
Ooh, that
I
comes
need
up later.
Yeah, it does. I'm getting chef-splained, and so I'm gonna explain this segment. So we go around, we ask each other what we had for dinner, and you present it like they do, like you're presenting it to Tom, Padma,
Chef.
and Gail
Mhm.
on the shows. You say, "Chef, I baked, I made for you." When you present it, whichever fancy way you'd like,
Yes.
just tell us what you had for dinner. So let's start with. Well, Brian's always good, so let's start with Reeves.
Yes. All right. Chefs, I prepared for you some pan-seared scallops and some butter, finished with a little bit of chives and parsley, and then roasted asparagus.
Holy crap!
What a night.
Wow. Scallops.
Yeah,
Wow,
scallops.
pan-seared scallops.
I'm getting
now
good
I
at
had
scallops.
I had shrimp earlier this week
Mm,
that I had to brag about to you guys about because it was so damn good.
You sent a picture.
you did some.
I
Please
did.
don't tell me you tweeted about it.
Kevin, come on. You know I gotta get my shrimp heads in here.
Yeah. He
I
tweets
gotta
about
get my
it.
shrimp heads in.
When he sends us pictures of his food, he refers to it as his kids. He says,
Yeah.
check out what my kids are doing. And it's just a picture of what he had for dinner.
And I often have foods that can be counted like kids. So I had 20 shrimps Wednesday.
Wow.
My kitchen was a daycare.
Check out the damn daycare. Bowl of shrimp.
Yeah. I kept turning to these kids and be like, when are your parents coming?
It's as like a struggling meat eater, to like break it down like that, it's like 20, like to eat like popcorn shrimp, eat like 100 living creatures in like one sitting. Kind of makes you feel bad, right?
No, I'm good. It was great. So what I had for dinner last night, chefs, I present for you, homemade buttermilk waffles, Italian spiced chicken sausage, and scrambled eggs. I had breakfast for dinner. Where are my Brenner kids at? What up?
I love it.
I had Brenner.
Jamal has one of those waffle irons that's like you find in a Holiday Inn that you like,
because that's where I found it.
And then
that's where I found it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I stole it from a Holiday Inn and brought it home. People always just stop at the soaps. Everything there you can take.
They expect it.
They expect it.
No one's talking about the waffle iron.
No, everyone's like, "Oh, you took soaps?" I'm like, "I don't want soaps. I have soaps. I don't have a waffle iron."
You do now.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Well, you
It's
run
great.
through so many of them, so it's like,
I use every time I use a waffle iron, I throw it out.
Mhm.
I took the above ground pool,
That's
which
smart.
they were like, "That's fine with us because we have a pool that a lot of people like."
It's actually better
I
than what
was
you're
like,
taking.
"All right, the pool's mine."
just
So,
dragging the pool down the street.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's a big leak.
Chef Kevin, what did you have for dinner last night?
I'm going last.
Yeah.
Good evening, chefs. I would like to present
Oh, that's so good.
my my John Favreau grilled cheese that he taught me how to make. So if you remember in the end of the movie Chef, Roy Choi shows him how to make a grilled cheese, but the scene that was cut out was then John teaches someone how to make a grilled cheese, which is him teaching me how to make the grilled cheese. And so I had that for dinner.
Okay.
And for drink, I had the wine that the lady who stepped on the grapes and she fell off and went, oh. I had her chunky wine.
Nice.
Yeah, that's aged. That's aged
That
wine.
is some
at this
aged
point.
wine. It's
Very
probably
good.
really good.
It's one of my favorite
I had
YouTube videos.
good. He calls it the marvelous grilled cheese and chunky wine.
Hey, John Favreau, you can stop plugging that universe.
MCU out the door.
Yeah, you don't need to do that anymore.
People are watching the movies.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have pretty much slocked it up, so
You
you don't
did
need
it.
to plug that anymore.
It's locked and loaded.
Oh, okay, Brian, bring us home.
It's not going to be funny. You should have ended with me, chefs. Last night I prepared for you vegan instant pot ramen. We're talking white mushrooms chopped up, onions, garlic. This is all fresh. Ginger, bunch of vegetable broth, some edamame pods in there. And then you get the little packets of ramen that you take the little sauce packet, you throw that away. And then you put the ramen noodles in there, top it with some sriracha, and you eat it. There's like soy sauce and stuff in it, and it was good. And I cooked it all by myself. Look at me.
How
So,
fresh go.
Brian mentioned, he kind of went out of his way to mention that he got white mushrooms. This reminds me of a time I visited Brian in New York, and we were getting food, and we were in the produce aisle, and we walked by brown mushrooms, and Brian went, "Yuck, gross."
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
And then
I
he went
find
by
them-
white mushrooms, was like, "You guys
Good,
should be
good."
prominently displayed."
I put them on the shelf higher than the brown mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's like, this is where this goes.
I was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Everything has its place."
Mm.
It's like, okay.
That's what I did. And am I glad that I did that? Am I proud of what I did? Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, I think I did a
Okay.
good job.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, he just read White Mushroom Fragility too,
Yes.
which was learned a lot.
Yeah. So maybe you've changed a little bit now and you know where to put mushrooms, not move them around the white ones around anymore.
Did I learn something?
No.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
I know that I read a book.
Starting to think that book was a coaster.
I feel like there's trouble brewing. Oh.
Oh God.
Speaking of,
Speaking of, do we want to take a break right now? Because we're at 18 minutes.
I don't know. You did such a flawless transition. I don't know if we want to do a break.
No, let's do a break. Everyone, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back after these long paid ad messages.
Podchap.
And we're back. All right. Here we are. Let's talk about episode 2, Trouble Brewing. Trouble Brewing in Portland, if you know what I mean. What do you guys think about this? I just want to say, I haven't said this before, but this might have been my favorite episode.
Mm-hmm. You
Of
have
the
the
season
season?
or-
Of this season. Just this season. Not of all of Top Chef. That'd be insane. Just of this season so far, this is my favorite episode. It was so brand new. What did you guys think of it?
I have a question.
Oh, here we go.
Please.
Here we go.
So they're doing this edit thing that's kind of like the show 24, where there's all these like screens moving all
and
the
they're doing
time.
the teet.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a timer going all the time.
Something bad is going to happen at some
Yeah.
point in this
Yeah,
season.
that's where I was getting to. Is like a bomb gonna go off or something? Also, has it always been like that, or did it just start that this season? And I just never
It looks
noticed?
different this season.
Yeah.
I think
They're
it
doing-
just started.
They're doing some cool stuff. I mean, Tom hinted to us that they're going to do some cool stuff with the editing. He said he was in the editing room this season.
Yeah. So TC's in
God,
there.
I'd love to see some BTS of that. Tom
Some-
in there with the editors.
Some BTS of TC back there cutting it
Uh-huh.
up.
It's mostly them just being like, "You're really close to me, and you're not wearing a mask." That's like
Yeah.
the whole.
And he just keeps saying, "It's over. It's over. It's over.
Yeah.
I can get as close as I want. It's over."
It's over. He keeps
Zoom
saying
in
it.
on me for Last Kitchen.
This episode looks cool. It did like at least later on. No, it was during the quick fire when they were showing someone cut up a bunch of cabbage. It was like done very cool and like quick and fast, and it looked awesome. I guess
I like
having some
that.
fun.
Mhm.
Having some fun with the edits.
I also
But-
noticed the editing was but I think I was asking my girlfriend last night because I don't really watch any reality TV, but I was appreciating how well the show was edited and was asking her to like, because I was a little thrown off at the fluidity of, I was like, where I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but when it was like, okay, you have 30 seconds left, and then everyone takes a bite, and it's like, this sucked, and then it'd be like, okay, next person, you have 30 seconds left. I was like, how did they time that up? And I was like, oh, it's probably just good editing, and this stuff was filmed all throughout the day. But they make it seem like it was all like at the same exact moment.
Yeah.
You know, storytelling.
When we interviewed Top Chef season 1 winner Harold Dieterle, plug for ourselves, he let us know that early on that they would do everything kind of like in real time, and they very quickly learned like, oh, you can't do that at all. Like,
Yeah.
so they have to like take turns. They make 2 separate dishes. They make one for camera and one for the judges. So yeah, in that quick fire when they were like timing everyone for 30 minutes, it clearly something must have happened because that was wild to just watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the newspapers that said the different days in the background too was kind of a giveaway.
As they flew, as they flew.
Yeah.
The calendar days falling off the wall.
Uh-huh.
The seasons were changing.
Where'd all those autumn leaves come from?
Portland,
Who's leaving
baby.
these windows open in here?
As far as I know, it's always autumn in Portland. Is that right?
Probably.
I think so.
Have you
It's
guys
always
been to
close
Portland?
autumn. I've never been. I want to go.
No, you guys did the Bad Boys tour that way, right?
We did. We were there just for the day, I think. And then I went once with my sister, like maybe 4 years ago for like a weekend. And that was pretty cool. But it did make me want to go back. And I did like the coffee / beer part of it, because I feel like that's what our whole trip was just trying different coffees and beers. So sign
This
me up.
episode, yeah, this episode nailed it for you.
Very
Mhm.
timely.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
So let's-
I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Keep going. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna jump ahead to Last Chance Kitchen. Just something that, since we're talking about Portland so much, in Last Chance Kitchen, Tom tells that little story about how Portland got its name.
Oh yeah.
Is that real?
I hope not. That actually would be dope if Last Chance Kitchen was all just like bullshit.
It does like fake Snapple facts is what Last Chance Kitchen is.
Well, I
doing
was kind of
now.
blown away because like the lighting is way darker, and I was like, did they not tell anyone that they were doing this like kind of digital add-on series with Last Chance Kitchen? Because
it's
kind of
just
seems
Tom.
like, yeah, it seems like Tom's really excited about it, but the crew was like, we're filming what now?
Well, they don't get paid for that. Is the issue? Tom makes them do
Yeah.
it, but they're still getting paid for just doing.
And then at the end, when he says like, "We'll see you at Last Chance Kitchen," and
people
in the
want to
main
say
episode.
no, people want to say no.
That's all right. I lost. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since we're bringing that up, I'd like to jump to that because that has been bothering me on these last 2 episodes. Every time someone loses, Tom's like, "See you at Last Chance Kitchen." It's almost like you weren't invited to a party, but you're like,
Yeah.
"See you at school."
Yeah, you gotta go.
What?
Padma hates it. Gail hates it. They're like,
Aw.
this is Tom's stupid thing. No one wants to do it.
He's
This is
so
what-
amped
the
up.
one man show.
Yeah.
It does get cool. Last Chance Kitchen gets cool later on when all the other losers are there watching, like, and they sit on the side and they like talk to each other. That's when it's
Yes.
fun. Early on, it's bad.
But to your point, it is like being the first to show up to a party, and it's like, oh fuck, like no one's coming for an hour. It's just you and me until people get here. It's just me and Tom.
Roscoe and Tom were together for I guess a week, right? How often
Yeah.
that's how they film these?
Oh man, the shit they must have got into.
Don't get me started. Roscoe was probably like very relaxed, and Tom's like, "I need some emotion from this guy."
Well, the second, it's weird jumping in to the second episode of a season because this starts with someone going, "Pour one out for Roscoe," and I'm like, "Who died? What did I?"
Pour some
And he
San
did.
Pellegrino
Yeah.
out for him. Yeah.
That is what Tom tells him at the end of the first episode. He says, "Anyone who's eliminated, they're now dead. Okay, you will treat them as if they died. You will not talk about them again. You will pour one out for them and move on."
It
This
was
is
so
war.
funny. They were all like cheersing like wine glasses, and then I was like, I don't think that's wine. And then it says, you know, and the winner gets $250,000 via like San Pellegrino. And then I was like, oh, that's what that was. Everyone's having like wine glasses of water.
Yeah.
It's fancy.
Mhm.
All right, let's get into the quickfire challenge. And this challenge is very interesting because all it was come into the Top Chef diner and make
Ooh.
breakfast.
We open up in the Top Chef diner.
The Top Chef diner.
Mhm.
Who doesn't like diner food?
Hmm.
That's
should
a
we
red
ask
flag.
everyone? Should we do a quick round of what's your diner order? If you're at a diner, what do you order?
Oh, sure. You
I'll
ready?
go first since I prompted. I'll give you guys a second to think. I'm chicken tenders basket guy.
Okay.
You probably could have guessed that.
Yeah, and a
If I'm in a
juice
diner-
box, a nice big juice box for you.
Yeah, I'm going straight to the kids menu. Chicken tenders basket,
I'm getting a high C.
and you better believe I'm sitting in the booster seat, kid.
Brian came to Roscoe's with me and was like, "Can I get the high C?" It's like, "Well, we don't call it that here." He's like, "Well, it looks like it." I'm the guy who orders the pancakes, the eggs, and bacon. I love diner pancakes. I don't care if they're dropped on the floor; just give them to me.
Well, you asked for that, don't you? You asked for
Yeah, I
no
said,
problem.
"Can I
On the
have-
floor.
Can I have bottom shelf pancakes, please?"
Mhm. And if they show up and it doesn't look like they're on the floor, you're kind of giving them the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like, those look pretty clean to me.
Yeah, that's why I stopped going to IHOP. I'm like, "What is this perfection you're doing with these pancakes?"
Yeah.
I want
It's
my pancakes to
disgusting.
have
It's
little
fucked up.
scars. It's
Mhm.
disgusting. It's gross. I can't stand it.
It needs to have a Band-Aid in it, or I'm not gonna eat it.
As a vegan, I have pretty limited options at a diner, and I know Jamal just said waffles, but I feel like I'm getting a big stack of waffles.
Nice.
Give me some of that diner coffee.
Oh, yes.
So there's
Yeah,
just
second
something
that.
in that diner coffee that
Yeah.
just tastes different than regular coffee. I don't know what it
Uh-huh.
is.
I think it's also been on the floor.
That's definitely been on the
That's
floor.
probably true.
And then that's when I say, "Can I get some bottom shelf coffee?"
Mm-hmm.
Give me that coffee very low to the floor.
Just hand it to me under the table. I'd take a steak and eggs. I'll go with that.
Wow.
Nice hearty meal. Maybe a little side of hash browns.
Okay.
So this is the meal that they had in Twister, the movie Twister.
I just watched that recently.
Remember when they're having steak and eggs at the house or whatever, and then they got
I skipped that scene.
Uh-oh.
You jumped straight to when the Twister was there,
Yeah.
right? You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give me
let's
that
jump right to
Twister,
the end.
baby.
Yeah, the
You
star of
jumped
the
right to
movie.
end.
Yeah, where they go to like her aunt's house, right?
Yeah.
And they have that huge meal.
Yeah,
Man, that
and they're
was a
eating
party.
steak and eggs. At the time when I first watched the movie, I was like, "You can have steak in the morning." I thought foods were like you had to have them like past noon to have them because I never even knew.
Morning foods and night foods.
Yeah, I thought foods like have their realms and you cannot cross them.
Who played her aunt? I'll look that up.
Yeah, look
Kathy
that up.
Bates. I don't know.
Was it? It feels like it.
No. That feels like, I don't think that's what it is.
I don't think
That's a
who
small
it is.
role for her.
But yeah, Reeves, you're having the Twister breakfast,
The Twister breakfast.
getting energized
Twister
enough to
special.
go chase tornadoes.
Mm-hmm. Chase him down.
So during this quick fire, while Kevin's looking that up, the chefs competed in a short order cooking themed breakfast challenge. So all the guest chefs had an order, and then 2 chefs had to ding in to say they're going to do that order, and they had to make 8 servings of each, which is insane.
Yeah.
In 30 minutes.
In 30
In
minutes.
30 minutes.
They've
It's hard to make 1 serving in 30 minutes.
Yeah, they've given them an impossible task. This is like
Yeah.
more in the realm of like kind of like nailed it and stuff like that, where it's like they've given people just they're not going to be able to do it. So it's like what ends up happening is most people don't finish what they need
Yeah.
to get done because they have to make 8 freaking dishes. So it's
And
a
one
bit
of
a
those
bummer.
people is Dawn, who now is back-to-back episodes, hasn't finished plating her food.
Mhm.
It
Serving
was
some
very
judges.
stressful to watch. The actor is Lois Smith. She was born in 1930, still alive in Topeka, Kansas. She's thriving.
She's thriving.
Wow.
That's
Um,
good
Do
to
you think
hear.
she's still alive, or do you think that no one has thought to update her information because she's
Oh,
not
man.
doing anything?
That's
Oh,
a
no.
great question. I don't think I'm on IMDb, but if I was, I don't want them to update it when I'm dead. And it's like, this Bartelt guy's been alive for like 106 years.
And you should have known that.
Yeah, the quickfire was challenge was very stressful to watch. The only kind of cooking shows I have seen, I've seen a few episodes of Great British Bake Off, and I know that's like intentionally the opposite of this and so chill, but it did make me very stressed out watching how manic and anxiety inducing everything was. I worked at as a waiter briefly at a assisted living home, and so sometimes what would happen, which was pretty deceptive, was you would take an order from someone that lived there, but they would suffer they'd have memory loss, and then you would get the order really quick, bring it to them, and they'd go, "I didn't order any of this, you idiot."
So you got to get it really quick to them.
Yeah.
Or just bring them
That's-
a bunch of different things.
Yes. I didn't order any of this, you idiot.
I got clowned on a lot. Correctly so.
Well, it sets you up for your
Yeah,
current situation.
My future.
That's why it doesn't phase you.
Hmm. Yeah, sorry, I steamrolled with that story that had nothing to
No,
do
no,
with
no.
Yeah,
That's
you
great. It was
did.
great.
We got to cut that out. What's the time?
it. And the time.
I don't know what. There's 2 different times. Nothing's getting
We're at
cut.
32 minutes.
Everyone
It's
say nothing.
32
Racist or
for
sexist,
Jamal.
nothing's getting cut. We're doing this. This goes out Sunday at midnight. Do it.
fine. So it took Kiki 30 minutes to make avocado toast. Can we talk
That's
about that?
okay. What?
Can we
Okay,
talk
I
about that?
have so. Kiki was one of my early picks to win this, and it took her 30 minutes to make avocado toast.
Mhm.
Maybe it took her. Maybe she made the harissa by hand. Is what I'm trying to figure out. Maybe.
Made the harissa by hand?
Is that, how do you make harissa? Does it? Can you make it, or does it come in a jar all the time?
I mean, I guess, listen, we know a lot. Our fans know. We know a lot about cooking. I
You know
only
a
get
lot.
harissa out of a jar. I guess you can make it from hand. I don't know how it's done.
Maybe they
I
didn't
get
have
harissa.
the.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I get harissa by the police.
And there's the button.
I get harissa by Reddit trolls.
The internet police.
They're kind of my police, the PC police. Which, not that this is a competition, but
All this has to be cut. They're coming for us now.
But it is a competition, and it seems like that Kevin has it worse than Jamal. So
that's what I was going for. Yeah, maybe they didn't give her the avocados, and she had to go like to a farm and get them.
She
Yeah.
had to go. That's why she came back and like drove in. The car like stopped right outside the door.
Yeah.
And
She was like,
jumped out.
avocado toast in 30 minutes. Great. And they're like, we don't have the avocados, babe.
She had to run out and get them.
Well, I guess she is making fancy toast for Miss Fancy Toast.
Yeah, that's true. But still, 30 minutes for 8 pieces of toast that you just put avocado and stuff on top of.
Yeah, it feels like you could do that in like 5 minutes. But I feel like she's a front runner. Her and Gabe. Gabe is definitely, I have him marked. I feel like he's winning the whole thing. He's just, he looks like a Top Chef winner to me. He's very confident. He always does well.
I think he can't win this season, though. Like, in all honesty, he's the one white guy. He cannot win this season.
Listen, Brian, I'm talking about Gabe, not Gabrielle.
Gabriel.
Yeah. Sorry. Again, he is Pascuzzi. Sorry, I messed up.
That's what they should. He should just be called Pascuzzi, and then it's.
And so now you're finding out, Kevin, that Brian thinks all Gabes look alike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My friends at the PC police are going to be stopping by.
Please don't bring them to our podcast, Kevin. We already deal with feet freaks. We don't need PC police coming in here.
Yeah, which, by the way, if you know how to get rid of some of these feet freaks that we have, they keep coming and listening to our podcast. I feel like Jamal and Brian are encouraging them. I don't really want them to listen, but it feels like
I definitely am encouraging them. I'm one of the feet freaks, so I'm encouraging them.
Gotta make OnlyFans for the toes.
Brian, why have you not thought of this already? That's where we're going to put our behind the paywall episodes. They're going to be just all on our OnlyFans and have thumbnails of toes.
Have them toenails.
Yes.
Since we're speaking of OnlyFans, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I've thought about with things like OnlyFans.
Oh boy.
You like, what if no one subscribes to your OnlyFans and you're just like, how bad do you think you feel? You're like putting nude pictures of yourself out there and like no one's buying it.
I think then you have no OnlyFans.
And that saves us from going down a sad, dark thing of people like.
There needs to be one troll who goes to each OnlyFans account that has no followers and says, looks like you have no OnlyFans.
I'm sure that person exists already.
Oh, it does now. We put that in the world. It's going to happen now.
Oh, okay. Let's hear a clip of just how ridiculous these asks are, because even one of the judges has to apologize because they asked for too much.
Nelson?
Potato hash with cheddar. I use ground beef, ground pork, and Dominican spices.
Gentlemen, there's a big part of me that wants to apologize to you both. Yeah, you should say sorry, Richard.
So, if you watch the episode, you know that Richard ordered what his order was, and this is what you call it in a diner, the kitchen sink.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called. And he just ordered basically everything on the menu, which is ridiculous to do for either one of the two chefs to have to make 8 versions of the kitchen sink and then get it in on time in 30 minutes. That's insane.
Meanwhile, avocado toast is like 3 years into her Instagram feed. Like, man, I looked good in 2018.
Should I like this old picture of someone by accident?
Will they notice if I like this? Like, if I like it and unlike it really quickly, do they get a notification? This
so
guy's like,
happens.
I gotta modify 8 kitchen sinks.
I hate when my thumb slips.
I think the biggest takeaway from me from that Richard Blaze clip is that he really does a great job apologizing like a white man, which is not really like saying that he wants to. It's like, look, a part of me wants to apologize, and full stop.
Gentlemen, I'm so sorry you feel that way.
Yes, that is
It was a pretty bad apology. And also, this is another example of how much Padma does not like Richard Blaze. We've seen it in the earlier episode where she calls him out for his hair being all funky. And now this, I think I don't know how long they've been there with each other, but she's had it with Richard.
I did notice as soon as they showed him in this episode, his hair was normal. And I said, he got talking to. Someone
got one note.
Yeah.
And the note was down, boy.
Yeah. And he kept being like, yeah, but they're like, no. Just take the note.
I'm not asking.
We're not asking. Take the note. So I'm excited about the winner of the Quickfire Challenge because it's Jamie and she's on my team and she won with cheddar polenta with Cajun goujing shrimp.
I loved the gunslinger bit that she was doing after she won. She was like, pew, 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 pew.
It was pretty cool, and it proved that she's pro-gun, which we found out a little bit later.
Which we were actually hoping for.
Let's listen to her gunslinger bit.
Jamie. What?
Jamie, I would order that dish at a restaurant.
Thank you. How does it feel, Jamie?
Like, I don't know, I needed cardio and I was out of shape and I was like, doop, doop, and I was like, oh yeah.
She said she's very happy to win.
They're kind of dismissive to her, like
she's waving around handguns.
Think they'd like be like, "Hey, that's hilarious and fun, good for you," and they're like, "What she means is,
we're so sorry for her behavior."
Chef Kevin, in the trailer for this season, I think it's this moment where Jamie does this, and then Padma goes, "Does anyone understand what she says?" But I think they cut it.
Yeah, I think they cut it because it was mean.
Which is so stupid too, because she's clearly like overwhelmed with joy. And and to put her down for truly
being
no
super
reason.
Excited.
I mean, it is just a quick fire, though. I mean, come on, act like you've been there before.
I feel like we can all win one, right?
Yeah, I could make avocado toast and get almost win.
Doubtful.
Did you hear my dinner? I hate ramen.
You made instant ramen.
Instant pot ramen. It wasn't instant ramen.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. There's a big difference, though.
That's really interesting, though, that they cut that out. And
I
probably
think
a smart move.
Yeah, I think this. Maybe it happens later, but it looked like that same scene.
Yeah, it did, because she does the movement, but she doesn't say it.
Yeah.
Something I also heard too, asking about all these like the production of Hell's Kitchen was sometimes they get like 25 shots of a host saying like different things over and over and over again, and then they can use those, like the editor can use them whenever it seems appropriate. So like some of the scenes we were watching, my girlfriend was like, that was probably shot 5 hours later. So that could be it too. I don't know why I'm defending this. It could have been like totally unrelated. But the edit of it makes it seem like it's in response to it, but maybe it was in response to it.
Yeah, Kevin, I think you're right. I think Padma should have kept that in there. She had a right to say that. I think you're right.
I think
you're
so.
Good. You're good to defend. Yeah, well, Jamal believes that everything should be said to everybody.
Yeah, I think everything should be allowed to be said to everybody. As long as you speak impeccably with your word, you're fine.
Well,
I heard about that.
All right, so let's go to the elimination challenge. Obviously, Jamie's got immunity, but they have a challenge, and their challenge was to create a dish highlighting coffee or beer, and they figure out who's going to be doing what by drawing knives. Classic Top Chef.
That was cool. I like that. As a first-time viewer, I wish they have like knife sounds though when they pulled them out, like like really dramatic
every single time.
Whether you're nursing a hangover or drunkenly driving your car into a telephone pole, Portland loves coffee and beer. That's how this one should have been introed. I thought that would do better.
Well, we can punch in some laughs in editing if
Yeah.
you want to do that. That might make you feel
So-
more
who has the
comfortable.
time?
Brian, if you're listening right now, that's at 43:25. You want to remove that? That's good.
I'm not cutting it. It was great.
So I don't know if we want to talk about Gabe getting to be in the Bad Girls Club.
So this episode, it's clearly telling us from very early on that either Brittany or Sasha's going home. It like very early on is like we're getting all the info about these two. We're getting a lot of camera time from like these two, and then we learn about the Bad Girls Club, which I guess is just Sasha and Brittany. But now it also has Gabe, and that's so nice. And I want to know how I can get to the Bad Girls Club.
Well, I think you have to be invited.
Yeah, invite only.
You can't like ask to be in the club, otherwise that's a turnoff.
If I just show up and start hanging out with them,
Yeah, I don't know anyone who loves a poppin'. Someone just shows up and is like, "Can I join your group?"
I won't say it. I'll just hang around and be like, "Hey, you guys need anything?"
That's weird. That's
Isn't that
freaking
weird?
weird. That's weird. You're just gonna show up and hang around, not say anything.
No, I'll say things like, "You guys need anything? You guys want anything?"
Maybe
Can I
you
get
could
you
make
guys something?
references to the Bad Girls Club TV show
Yeah.
that came out like 10 years ago. Could talk about that.
I don't know what makes you a bad girl for the club.
Mm.
Alright, so that's
Great.
at.
I'm trying to look up the lyrics to the like my something is poppin' song to be like, I think I know one thing that would like to be poppin', and I'm trying to find that noun in the lyrics.
Lip gloss?
Lip gloss, thank you.
Yes.
What I would have said was, I know one thing that would like to be poppin', your lip gloss.
And that was worth it, Brian. Let's keep that in.
Keep that
Brian,
in.
enhance.
I'm
Yeah.
not cutting any.
If anything, enhance that audio for Kevin.
I'll
when he
turn it
says that.
very loud. It'll do one of those memes that gets super loud and like burnt.
So let's go real quick to the first curveball of the season that Tom throws the cast.
Are no longer working individually. This is a team challenge. So in teams of two, you'll create a new dish featuring both beer and coffee using the ingredients you've already purchased. So those dishes you planned, throw them out the window.
And here we have a TC boy throwing a tough curveball at the
Yep.
Top Chef crew.
Throwing a
And this is
TC.
classic Tom Colicchio coming in second day as everyone's gotten all their stuff and know their dishes. Hey, guess what? All the stuff you thought you had figured out, I don't like it. So let's change it.
Cuts to a PA throwing all their food out the window.
Yeah, this is all the food you bought that you can't use now in your combined dish.
Sorry. They're like 30
Oops.
floors up.
Flies out the window. I emailed Tom about this because I was like, this is such
Smart.
a Tom move. And I knew
Yeah.
there was some kind of story behind it. I was like, Tom, why'd you throw this curveball? And he just sent back a picture of just his muscle. I guess he was just saying it was just like a flex, I guess. Like a head judge flex or something.
I thought it was going to be his triple XL cardigan he was rocking. I was like, damn, boy, look at
Gotta
Tom
stay
got
warm.
the drip.
Carrie, my wife was very impressed that I knew this term, is that everyone this season's wearing a chunky knit sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got chunky knits on.
It's very chunky.
Chunky knit cardigans all around.
It's very Portland, I think. It's very Portland. Chunky knit sweater.
A chunky knit?
Yeah, a chunky knit. Careful with that one.
I don't understand.
I have a hunch.
No, I'm saying, remember Tom told me that he was like, Shyamalan, baby, Shyamalan? Here it is. This is Shyamalan.
Oh,
This
he's
is the
doing it.
Shyamalan twist, yeah.
This
And
is
he
one
did
of
it
them.
on episode 2. I mean, I thought he was going to save this for like restaurant wars. Like,
It's gonna
haha,
keep
you're
happening.
switching restaurants.
He kept
That'd be
telling me
crazy.
Oliver. And I was like, Oliver what? And here we are.
I do like how this was nice because I don't know if this has been done before, but this twist was done like seconds before they had to go cook. They didn't have time to even like plan their meal. It was like, oh, you're a team now, go cook it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love how he told the other judges too. So like casually, like, I told them they all got to be in teams now. Like he was like, yeah, I totally fucked with them. He loved being able to throw that out there.
It's like, I made that decision. I can do that kind of stuff.
So everyone's being like randomly doing that thing that you do in like middle school where you have to work on a group project and you don't really know everyone in class. So you just look at someone and say, do you want to work together? And Gabrielle and Dawn are stuck together, apparently. And they were not happy about it. Didn't seem like it. I'm not going to play the clip unless we want to use the clip.
Oh, I thought you were.
Yeah, I didn't know if we wanted to or not.
I do kind of want to play the clip because her
All right.
reaction's very funny.
You have a team yet? What do you have? 4 on that side. It's Nahi.
Everybody picks everybody else, and we're both like, all right, I guess we're together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, it almost seems like Dawn wanted to be his teammate, but that he's like, I got stuck with her, and she's like, oh, I wanted to be your teammate.
Does it feel that way?
I mean, a little, because she's kind of like, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, this is her first time hearing him be like, oh, I guess we got to get stuck together. She's like, oh, I wanted to be your teammate.
Well, I love that Shota went for the high five with Sarah, right? And then the fact that he ended up winning, it's like, screw you, Sarah.
That was sad.
That's what happens when you don't take a high five.
Yeah.
That was like triggering like grade school flashbacks.
We do know that worked out really well because, like you said, we know who wins this episode. But I love Avishar and Shota together. Their talking heads were great.
Me too.
Oh man,
they seem like they're best friends.
They're very
that needs
sweet.
to be a buddy cop chef movie.
I would watch that.
Mm-hmm.
I think what makes this episode is the sweetness of the two of them together and the conflict between Dawn and Gabrielle. Just because, without that, it's just kind of like a bunch of teams together that are just kind of like blah. So I liked it.
And then Sasha, and who is Sasha partnered with again? Brittany. They were like, we're friends and we're really hitting it off. I was like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah,
I feel like when you call out that you are friends, like you jinxed it.
They've established that they have a club together. They're friends. Then we get Sasha's like sad story of drinking too much during quarantine. It's like, oh, you're going home. This is you're gonna go home.
This is your origin story episode. You're going.
You can hear a producer on mic go, "Yikes!"
And then Tom off to the side, be like, "Shut up! Shut up!
Save it for last chance. My show."
Yeah, but Gabrielle and Dawn are a good B story to the real Shota and Avishar story that's happening here in this episode. They do have great chemistry. I like that they started by making fun of each other's height. That was great.
That was great. Because they're not very different. They're both they look to be very similar.
Yeah, exactly. I love when they win, they say Asian sensation, look out, ladies. That was so awesome. He kind of goes like this too, like to the camera.
Yeah. Well, he was swag surfing.
I loved it. So.
I hope they're great. They're like, forget Troy and Abed, give me Avishar and Shota. Like that's what I'm here for now. Are we gonna play the chef's planning clip?
Sure.
No, we can talk about it.
Well,
Dawn says that Gabrielle, or Pascuzzi as we're calling him, is chef's planning to her, and they kind of have this like fight, and then Pascuzzi does what a lot of white men does, is when she kind of confronts him and says, "You're bossing me around," he says, "We're both bossing each other around."
He pulls out white mushroom fragility.
Yes.
Got this from Brian.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Look, I buy brown mushrooms, okay? I can have a say too."
It was it worked out. I guess they ended up doing a good job making good food, but it was like two strong people, two strong chefs.
Yeah.
We learned from Burton's Burton last week that chefs can do whatever they want.
Yeah. In the kitchen.
This is what happens.
Cooking, this is what happens. Let's take a listen.
Pepper's really powerful. No pepper, please. We gotta shine the coffee and the beer.
Gabriel's trying to chef-explain things to me that he has no business doing. I still think there's a note missing.
This is a knife.
He's just doing cooking 101. He's like, okay, this is the kitchen. They're fighting over adding black pepper? Do you think it's something else?
Yeah, it was
black pepper
to the rub on the ribs, right? Because he thought it would overpower the coffee part. I think his whole thing was, it could. I think what he was concerned about was the main ingredients, the coffee and the beer, kind of being the star, and making sure like what he was doing was involved. But it's like the pepper. It's not a big deal, dude. Just relax.
Mm-hmm.
Let her do her thing. She knows ribs.
Another one that like kind of baffled me was when Sasha was like, don't you think we need more vinaigrette? Like she kept saying that and Brittany was like, no, it's fine. Like, I think that's enough. And then they specifically called out how it would be better if it had more vinaigrette. And then Sasha like fucking eats it. And it's like, I'm so surprised she didn't say like, I fucking said this. Like Brittany should be leaving.
Yeah.
Later episodes, we will get that. That's when that stuff comes out. People start getting a little like testy. I think it seems like everyone wants to be friends this season. I think everyone's scared of COVID and everyone's kind of like, I'm just happy to be around people and they're all being friendly. But
you can see when they're high-fiving, they're then like looking at their hand like, what the fuck? What did I do? There's a lot of high-fiving on this episode.
You can hear the camera people be like, yikes.
Yeah, that's they were like, we needed more of that. It would have tasted good, maybe. They really like, it was so obvious that it was one of them going home. They fucking hated that dish so much. They tried to find something wrong with Chris and who was with Chris? Chris and Byron?
That sounds right to me.
Yeah,
it is Chris and Brian. Yeah. Because it was the pasta, right?
Yeah,
pasta wasn't thin enough. Yeah.
Making pasta on Top Chef is you're crazy. Especially for like this, like that's so.
It's like the risotto. Like if you're gonna make a risotto on Top Chef or a pasta, it's like you're kind of like playing with fire.
Yeah, you don't make pasta. You don't make unless you know what you're doing. You don't make rice. You don't make risotto. Those are like. They will tear you apart for doing those things. They're like, oh, you can't make rice? This is what babies make. Go home.
Are you goo goo gaga? That scene was brutal.
Once they started calling once they were like,
baby splaining.
Talk like you.
Is this you? Poo-poo my pants. That was hard to watch. I'm a baby.
Tom started throwing stuff everywhere. He undid his tie. He was like,
I need my breast milk.
Yeah.
Tom walked out wearing just a diaper and he was like, is this what it is? Huh? Is this what we're doing? Then come walk in. And he was like walking all like off balance. He's like, is this what it is?
And then Padma was like, yikes.
Like, that was the "Can anyone understand this person?" clip was originally.
That's why they took it out. Tom said, "I got final cut. Take it out."
That doesn't make any sense if you don't show me in the diaper. Like,
it made a lot more sense because he was talking like a baby. You can't have Tom in the editing room.
Yeah, Tom has director's cut. He's got final cut.
He's the head judge.
So Sasha is eliminated. Let's listen to her goodbye.
Sasha, please pack your knives and go.
It's okay. We'll see you in Last Chance Kitchen.
You will.
Ciao, chef.
See you Last Chance Kitchen. Promo code kitchen.
Getting eliminated so early in the competition is like a stab in the heart and kind of hits you in the gut.
Okay, relax.
But one failure does not make me a failure. One mistake does not make everything else invalid. I've been working a ton on myself, and this is just one more challenge where I have to put in the work. I said I wasn't gonna cry.
She did, yeah.
So Sasha's out. She's going home. She's going to Last Chance Kitchen. Spoiler alert, she goes against Roscoe, and Roscoe is out officially now, and that's my guy. He's gone off my team, so he's done. We had a chance to have like a full run, and he messed it up.
Roscoe, makes such a deadpan sarcastic joke that Tom can't tell in Last Chance, where he's like, now Roscoe, you cook a lot of barbecue. You see some of these foods? And he's like, oh yeah. But he does it so dry that Tom
Yeah.
can't tell if he's joking or not. And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, he doesn't know how to respond.
Yeah, he does. And then he's like, let me go talk to Sasha.
Back to Sasha.
In Last Chance Kitchen, they have to combine weird things. They tell the story of how Portland got his name, which by flipping a coin. I guess it was going to be called Boston, Oregon, possibly. Which
I was hoping it was going to cut to Roscoe or Sasha, and I'm just going, okay.
Cool story, bro. What are we cooking?
Yeah, what
so
are we
they have
cooking?
to put things together, and it ends up being like peanuts and clams, and it's wild. And Tom loves Sasha so much that Roscoe probably feels like shit. He's like, this is good. Sure, yeah, it's fine. But oh my God, Sasha.
Oh my God.
But nothing phases Roscoe. He's gonna be fine because he's gonna be one of those guys who comes back. He's such a good sport. They're gonna do that thing when they bring them back and they ask for help, and he's gonna be one of the people who comes back. I'm
You
sure.
think they'll bring him back? I guess he can't go anywhere.
Yeah, he can't go anywhere.
That's what I'm wondering too. Like normally they sequester them, and then Kevin's
do board games with my
would
girlfriend.
play board games with them. But like because of COVID, do you think they're sent home?
No, I think they're still sequestered there. They got to watch everyone else win.
They probably each have their own like Airbnb or something.
Yeah.
They can't do anything.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, that would suck.
I wrote down a line for literally like one of the very first things that was said in the episode, which I thought was funny, was Sarah goes, she gives like a winner's speech where she said, everyone here is a really good chef. It doesn't matter if you go home, it's a game. It's just a really scary one.
Cheers.
And it's been one episode at this point.
Yeah.
It's
Cheers.
like a full like any given Sunday speech to start off the episode, like episode 2. Everyone's like, "Yeah, okay, Sarah, like relax,
just relax."
That's her coming off of a win, so of course she was trying to be.
She's super high on that. She
Hey,
also
we're all
kisses
winners
a fish.
Yeah, she also kisses a fish.
I hope she uses yogurt in every single episode of the whole season.
There's a moment in the judges table when like Gail says yogurt like 4 times and like just like you do a lot of yogurts. You did a yogurt, and then she I think she catches herself because like she's like you did a yogurt. This is yogurt. You did a good thing here, and you also work well with this person, and then also yogurt. Stop herself
She
from
just
saying
goes,
yogurt.
"Oh my God, I don't know what's happening to me."
Yeah, I
can't
keep
stop
talking
saying
about the
this.
yogurt.
I need to take a break.
She looks in a mirror and sees a like big bowl of yogurt. Am I yogurt now?
Chobani.
No, mommy, I don't want to be the Faye. I don't want to be the Faye, mommy. Just has this repressed moment come out.
And then Tom's like, keep that in.
Everyone's like slowly walks away. Let's go back to the supermarket.
Tom was in the director's cut and be like, can we keep that in? They're like, we don't have the time, Tom.
Okay, Last Chance Kitchen it goes.
Yeah, I'll put it in Last Chance Kitchen.
There's a few, I can't remember the second one, but there's a few like dumb innuendos too, where they're making like balls of something, and then one of them goes, your balls are bigger than mine.
Yeah, they said that in the very beginning, I believe.
There's
Your balls
two-
look better than mine.
There's 2 dick jokes, and then I think Jamie and then someone else both makes references to like having to pee themselves.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
that's
being so
Maria.
nervous being so nervous they're gonna pee themselves, and then being able to speak Spanish feels like you're holding in a pee for an hour and then you get to let go. It's like, is the AD here not letting these guys use the bathroom?
Seems like there's a problem going on.
People keep talking about going to the bathroom. What's going on here?
Yeah. Another thing that I liked was like, when during the elimination challenge, and they like separated the people that were on the top and the people on the bottom. They moved them to the side, and Brittany turned to Sasha and went, "Does this mean we're on the bottom?" And Sasha, just looking straight forward, didn't look at her at all, just went, "Yes,
yes."
Yeah, the writing was on the wall.
Serious too.
best friend club is over.
The Bad Girls Club is no more. Well, there's still Brittany and Gabe.
Mm-hmm. They have to hold
Gabe
it
didn't
up.
seem to want to be in it. They just kind of said he was in it. He was like, okay.
It sucks that they didn't keep the clip of Sasha pouring vinaigrette all over Brittany's car.
I told you
She
we
like-
needed more.
Yeah, she poured it on. She's like, "Is that enough?" And
Is
she
this
just
enough,
kept walking away.
Brittany?
So let's talk about the scores for the second week. Brian,
Can we not?
Hell
Brian,
yeah.
you're in the end with 12.5 points. I'm in second with 17. And because Reeves had the dynamic duo of Avishar and Shota win, he is now winning by 1 point
1 point, baby.
with 18 points. So Reeves had both people of 2 of 5 of his people on his team win to get that winning point. So he's up by 1. Brian, your team, while no one's gone home, no one's really performing.
Yeah, your team's... Wait, who do you have on your team? You do have
He's
Kiki,
got Brittany,
though. So
Nelson. He's got
that's
Kiki.
good.
He's got Byron, and he's also got Pescuzzi, who's
I
like
think
just
I
waiting
think
to
I'm
break
playing
out.
the long game. I'm
You
playing the long
are.
game.
You are.
I think
he's
so.
waiting to break out. Chef Kevin, it's time to play a game that we like to play with our guests called Add Foam, Debone, or Send Home. What this is you'll pick of the 3 hosts that you've experienced for this past recording. Which one of us would you add foam to? Which one of us would you debone? And which one of us would you send home?
Love being put in a situation like this.
Well,
add foam, debone, and go home.
Send home.
Yeah.
Send home.
And our names are at the bottom if you need to see the names.
I know the
Scroll down.
names. I'm trying to be creative here. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will debone Reeves because he's in the lead. I will add foam to Brian because I feel like he took the most swings for jokes that fell flat, but then called them out, which I respect and can relate to. I will send Jamal home because his recording didn't work for 11 minutes as we pretended like we all had good stories to fill the time with.
I had a
All
good
right.
story.
So this is the second week in a row I've been sent home.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Harold send you home too?
Harold didn't send me home. He sent Reeves home.
No. He gave me foam. He sent Brian home.
I got
sent Brian
deboned.
home.
I got deboned.
Oh, then he sent you home, Jamal. You've only been sent home.
Boy.
Oh no.
And after a minute, you start wondering why that is.
Well, it's clearly not me. So I'll figure it out. But it's not me. So I'm going to look into outside things that could be happening here.
Smart.
All right. Well, thanks, Chef Kevin. We really appreciate you coming on. Is there anything you'd like to plug before we get out of here?
Sure. Check out if you like laughter, go to patreon.com/theflagrant ones. There's a bunch of really funny podcasts on there. Some other shows I work on. If you like laughing, also go to biggrandewebsite.com. The sketch improv group Big Grande has a bunch of shows on there. And if you like comedy and laughter, go to suboptimalpods.com. That's Andrew T. and Tawny Newsom's Yo's is Racist, and then a bunch of other really funny premium shows on there that they're doing. And those are all the things I'm working on. So pay me.
give the guy his money.
So go check those out. But for us, that's the end for episode 2. And we're going to put our nose and go.